Ever wondered what would happen if the worlds of pirates and Saiyans collided? What if Monkey D. Luffy, our favorite rubbery captain, wasn't trained by Garp or Rayleigh, but by the Prince of all Saiyans himself? Vegeta, get ready, because this changes everything. Imagine a young Luffy, not on Dawn Island, but on a desolate, rocky planet with intense gravity. Instead of chasing strange beasts, he's dodging ki blasts from a scowling Vegeta. Faster, you idiot. Istato, the king of the pirates, has got. Your punches are pathetic. This isn't your friendly neighborhood training. This is brutal, relentless, Saiyan-style conditioning. Forget simply stretching. Vegeta would force Luffy to master his gum-gum fruit on a microscopic level. He'd teach him to control the elasticity of his internal organs, to harden his rubber body beyond what we've ever seen, maybe even vibrating his rubber molecules to phase through attacks. Vegeta would drill into him the concept of ki, or as they call it in One Piece, Haki, and for Vegeta, Haki isn't just an energy. It's a warrior's spirit, a manifestation of pure will and pride. Luffy's armament Haki wouldn't just be a black coating. It would be infused with destructive ki energy, making his punches explosive. His observation Haki wouldn't just be about dodging. It would be about reading an opponent's power level, their every thought, their every fear, just like a Saiyan warrior. And his conqueror's Haki, Vegeta would see it as a sign of royalty, a power befitting a king. He would push Luffy to not just knock people out, but to dominate the very battlefield with his presence, imposing his will on reality itself. The first major test would be Luffy Arribas, but he's different. He's more focused, more intense. When he confronts Crocodile, there's no struggle to figure out his weakness. Vegeta's training taught him to analyze his opponent's every detail. Luffy wouldn't just punch through Crocodile's sand. He'd use a high-frequency vibration, learned from Vegeta, to shatter his sand form into useless dust. The fight would be over in minutes. Luffy wouldn't be smiling. He'd look at the defeated Shichibukai with a cold stare and say, "You were a decent warm-up." Then comes Eni's lobby. When Rob Lucci transforms, Luffy wouldn't be pushed to his absolute limit in the same way. The concept of gears. Vegeta would have refined it. Gear Second wouldn't just be about pumping blood faster. It would be a controlled explosion of energy, a technique to temporarily break his body's natural limits, similar to the Kyo. He'd move so fast that Lucci wouldn't even see him. The six powers would look like children's games. Is that the best the world government has? Luffy would scoff, channeling his mentor's arrogance. But this training comes at a cost. This Luffy wouldn't be the carefree, food-loving idiot we know. He'd be driven by a Saiyan-like hunger for battle and a deep-seated pride instilled by Vegeta. He'd still want to be king of the pirates, but not just for freedom. It would be to prove he's the strongest, the undisputed #1. He'd still love his crew, but his way of showing it would be different by becoming an unbreakable shield, by obliterating any threat before it can even touch them. Let's jump to Marini. When Ace is on the execution platform, this Luffy doesn't just charge in wildly. He'd have a strategy, a cold, calculated approach. He'd sense the power levels of every admiral, every vice. He'd know exactly who to avoid and who to crush. He'd unleash a conqueror's Haki wave so immense, it would incapacitate not just the fodder, but some of the vice admirals as well, shaking the very foundations of Marine. When he faces the three admirals, it's a different story. He wouldn't be helpless. He'd use his refined Haki and ki control to counter Kazuro's light, generate intense heat with his friction to nullify Aokaji-S, ice, and meat. Akanu's magma fist with a punch so dense with Haki and ki that it creates a shockwave, a clash of pure destructive force. He might not win, but he wouldn't be so easily defeated. He would be a true force to be reckoned with. Now, imagine the ultimate evil. Gear Fourth. Under Vegeta, it would be a form that blends his rubbery nature with the raw power of a great ape. Think Boundman, but with the ferocity and golden aura of a Super Saiyan. We could call it primal form or Saiyan rubber. His body would be unbelievably dense, his attacks carrying the weight of a planet. His Haki would flare around him like a golden flame, a terrifying spectacle of power. Post-time skip Luffy's arrival in the new world would be less of a journey and more of a conquest. He'd challenge Kaido not just to free Wano, but to test his own limits. To satisfy the warrior's instinct Vegeta hammered into him, the rooftop battle would be legendary. Kaido's Thunder Bagua would be met with a Gum Gallic gun. A beam of pure haki and energy fired from his elastic hands. The final form, Gear 5th, the Nika Awakening, would be fascinating. Vegeta would initially scoff at its cartoonish nature, calling it undignified. But then he would see its true potential. The ultimate freedom, the ability to manipulate reality itself. He'd push Luffy to master this, not as a joke, but as the ultimate weapon. Imagine Luffy turning the entire ground into rubber, not just to bounce attacks, but to trap his opponent in a bouncing prison, all while maintaining the cold, serious demeanor of his mentor. He would combine the absurd, joyful power of Nika with the deadly precision of a Saiyan elite. In this universe, Luffy would undoubtedly become the king of the pirates far sooner. The world government would see him not just as a nuisance, but as a planet-level threat. He would be a warrior of unimaginable power, a strange fusion of rubber and Saiyan pride. He would achieve his dream, standing at the top, but he might lose a bit of that infectious, goofy smile along the way. He'd be the strongest, just as Vegeta always wanted. But would he be as free? That's the real question. What do you guys think? Would a Vegeta-trained Luffy be cooler, or would you miss our happy-go-lucky pirate captain? Let me know in the comments below. It was a blast exploring this idea with you all. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button, subscribe for more epic what-if scenarios, and ring that bell so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.